So he was praying against obituary, early death. People were repeating it with him. You guys, the way the volume went up when he started praying against marital delay. Women that they were just, you could see them just praying.
They don't mind if they die.
What?
But you see that late marriage.
They said, what will it profit me to live long?
Are you into big boom?
Keep telling people you have anxiety issues. It's a lie. You are just wicked and mad.
Look, you've done BBL and we're all happy for you. Carry your new bum and go outside.
This is the podcast for you.
I'm not poor. Are you sure? It's because they are vaping. Now everybody's marrying on time.
At your big age.
Wait now. Do you know that I don't have clean pants to wear tomorrow?
I said what I said. The Unsolicited Opinions podcast starts now.
Please, this is a public place.
Hi, my name is Bimpe. I'm a serial entrepreneur in the events and lifestyle industry. On today's episode of I Said What I Said, we solved some dilemmas, some really serious ones. And then we spoke about being an entrepreneur in Nigeria.
And as you can see, she's very calm and she's very
very
cool.
so
very mysterious.
She's very quiet. So people should not shout at us that, why did you hear her before? She's All right, guys, enjoy the episode.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
How are you all today? We have a guest.
We really do. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Please do.
Hi, I'm Bimpe. I'm an entrepreneur with businesses in the events and lifestyle space.
Lovely.
Nice. Welcome. How was your weekend? What did you get up to this weekend?
It was a busy weekend. We concluded the recipe for a new product and we sort of announced it on social. So yeah.
Okay, good. That's fantastic. Did you have any events?
Yes, we did.
Okay, great. What's the new recipe?
It's for waffles.
Okay.
Like really good. Really, if I do say so myself.
Okay. Congrats,
I don't know that I've ever ordered waffles.
So the thing is, I'm very with food that has texture like that. So French toast, waffle, breakfast food. The travel always,
especially if it's far from where
exactly. So I'm very big on like having it immediately. Even at events, if I want those things, I stand right next to the stand.
I need to have it once it sounds.
I don't want it to have to go around.
No, not at all.
I want it like immediately. FK, how was your weekend? What did you do
my weekend, honestly, you guys, first of all, my voice, someone called me yesterday and they were like, you again, where did you go? I said, this is the problem with my haters. You don't even have imagination. My village people have come a different way. I am suffering from the worst flu I've ever had in my... I just don't understand. I just thought, I have a bit of a cold. By the time I woke up on Saturday, all the plans I had, I said, let me tell you something. Bele. If I leave this house, I have only myself to blame. I just could not breathe. Like every nose, sinus, everywhere blocked. So I was like, Kilo day. I promise you, there's no cold product that like currently exists that I did not try between Friday and now. And I'm not sure what is working. I was just saying it now that I did a steam bath. Everybody was saying you have to do a steam bath. I said, no problem. I'll do the steam bath. So I put 10 drops of Obas oil, which honestly makes your eyes burn. I put Aboniki inside the steam bath. You guys, my head was inside. I kept looking up that, did I not do it? My brother had to come in and shout that the whole house is on fire. I said, what happened? He was like, can you smell it? I couldn't smell. I thought I didn't put enough because I was not thinking, did we buy fake Obas oil? So things have been very dynamic. And you know when now you can't sleep because like you can't breathe.
Your body relaxes.
Then you turn on the AC, now it's hot.
Yeah.
You put on the AC, okay, it's cold. You wear a scarf, now you're sweating.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
It's just when people say they have a flu, I always feel sorry for because I'm like, it's not that deep.
The flu sounds silly.
Yeah.
But it's not
that deep in terms of illness. But you're so uncomfortable that it just doesn't make any sense. So this is what has been going. And I had a lovely weekend planned, actually. So it's a bit of shame. But on Thursday, we had a Sunday gathering on Thursday. One of our jolly fellows.
Oh my gosh. Before that, we actually did a master class.
We did.
Kevin and I did a master class at Moonshots. Congratulations to Big Cabal.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know how many times bigger than last year. It was so huge. and we were on their creative stage. So we did a masterclass on things we've learned, like while growing.
Yeah.
The podcast, and we met lots of people. And I know this sounds so silly, but I don't really understand like the world of tech. I also don't have that much interest in it, really, if I'm being honest.
Same.
But it was very nice to see how like big the Nigerian tech community actually is, because people talk about it all the time. Hey, Nigerians, tech. But I think maybe because it is a bit fancy, so brands really try to show out with their stalls, and so it was really big. And then it was clear that lots of people had come in for it as well. So potential investors and people that do business with the Nigerian tech scene were there asking questions, and it was big, and it was bigger than last year, but it was big. And then I said hi to Tomiwa, who's doing an excellent job. In fact, I feel like the Alade need to come and explain what they put in their stew.
I swear, because all of them
because people are doing things, and so
Anyway, Tommy, I'm going to publicly. Tommy said promise to give us 90 minutes next year. Because I was like,
oh yeah, every time
who podcast for a living, giving us like
30 minutes.
I felt like I had sent a voice note.
Yeah, it was so, and it didn't feel like 30 minutes. It was more like
the time was
late,
there,
like, so we had to.
But I was just like, oh my god, this is so quick. Short form, no, I don't know. It doesn't really work for us.
Even the year before that, 2 years before that we did it, same thing. It felt really, really short, but.
And I was telling him, I was like, please respect. Everywhere was packed. I said, main stage. Don't do this kind of thing. But it was really fun. And like you said, I was just standing so I was at the top, just looking at the number. Because, obviously there's a lot of companies that are in similar fields of tech. But then to see that, actually, I was like, wow, I recognize most of these companies. And everybody's going, share. And so it was quite fascinating to me. About that. I wish I had seen more of it. I landed that morning, so I couldn't actually.
Yeah, and our thing was like 5.
Yeah,
so
I couldn't actually go. But I wish I had actually gone to.
Yeah. And then Spotify just wrapped up their Greasy Tunes. So for the past 3 weeks, they've had an event every day. And so they've had different artists, podcasters, they did fashion shows, they did a whole ton of stuff. Shout out to Victor at Spotify, he did a really good job. And shout out to Imoteda, whose space that they used for Greasy Tunes.
The party, yeah.
They did everything there.
Really?
Everything was there for the past 3 weeks, yeah. And so they wrapped up yesterday. I think yesterday the wrap-up was Vogue Boys, they did a rave.
Yeah, I got access to that party.
And the day before was Sheon Kuti. They had a lot of stuff. They had Marvel at some point. They did Adekule Gold. They
had a ton of people.
Group therapy one night. They did Marvel. Is that his name? The Escaladizi guy. They've done like a ton of really cool artists. What's her name? Lady Donley and what's that? What's her name? Molly, yeah. And then the what they call them? Podcaster Loose Talk did a thing. Afropolitan did it. It was just really, really cool. Like it was every single day there were multiple things happening. And it was just very, very cool. So well done to Spotify team. Well done to Victor.
I like things like that. That like
Victor really, he did a thing. I haven't seen him yet, but he did it. Like it was just a really good job. Because I went for the opening. I went for like 2 or 3 things, and I just thought, oh, this is very cool. Imoteda space was immaculately done. Like everybody just did really, really good work. It was very nice. And now Art Week. My favorite time in Lagos is coming. Art and Fashion Week. Love it. That's my favorite time in Lagos. So
yeah, because like so many people come in and the wears are always my favorite.
Yeah.
From Art to Fashion Week, the clothes, my God, I always deeply enjoy that. Which one is this again?
that's my
that every time I'm like, this is another one.
Yeah,
that you people have brought, but I really enjoy. So I'm looking forward to that.
Then we had like a group dinner. Does it like Fikemi was saying, wow.
It's just a bunch
dynamic people.
That is the best way to put it.
Dynamic.
That is the best way to put it.
People.
I was like, the challenge we have is you can't, without explanation, just bring somebody else. Like I can't just say, oh, come to dinner with us without honestly a series of several disclaimers. And even when you get there, I still have to disclaim again that actually so sorry. I invited one of my friends, and when we were going, she was like, you guys are enmeshed in each other's lives.
Yes.
I was like, once you start saying things like enmeshed, she's like, yeah, it's dynamic. I was like, yeah, looking for the words. You can't quite find
Even
them.
for Larry was like, you guys are something. Like he just kept saying, people are really something. Because he had never hung out with all of us like that before. So one of our friends was going back home to Canada. And so we wanted to like, Lila insisted that we do like it. Because we see each other all the time.
Up dinner.
But she was like, no, everybody should look nice.
Dress up,
and
like, all our content, we look... Basically, she was trying to say usually we look horrible.
But it was nice. That was fun and funny. And then what else did I do this weekend? Something funny but not funny happened. So on Sunday afternoon, my dad came home. And that's when I realized he hadn't been home for the weekend.
I don't get.
I didn't know my dad was not around. I didn't know he was not around. So he went to Ibadan for his old boys, something. So
there's nothing they love more than old boys.
Yeah, so GCI, his year was class of 75 was their 50-year thing. When my dad said 50 years, he said he felt really old because he got into secondary school when he was 11. So he felt really, really old. But obviously it's like all your class. So yeah, in their mind, you all are one age.
Yeah.
Yeah, particular age. But he seemed really, really happy. He was very happy. He saw like a ton of his friends. And so I was asking him about, he said when he was in school, because the school started in 1929. But when he was in school, some of the guys from the first year came to visit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, well, you see, some people, we know they are classmates. Others, yet to be seen. But I just thought that was really interesting because when I said 50 years, I was like, oh, it's true.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
When I see like all these reunions they do from uni, we're coming up on 10 years for like ECL now. And this year I was like, you guys are big. I just want to beg you. Yeah. Which one is, I was like, what's happening? Why will we do this? Because when you go, have you been to one of your school reunions?
No.
The thing is, it's just literally, me and my fellow noisemakers just stood in the corner gauging that this is, because we were like, okay, why did she bring her children?
Her husband.
No, what? These two children now, what is it saying to the rest of us?
Yeah.
We just said, okay, congratulations.
Yeah, I think reunion culture is different in different places because of the way a lot of Nigerians kind of associate school is very different. So like with secondary school, I still see a lot of my classmates.
There's no surprises really that.
And a lot of my friends that went to uni in Nigeria together see themselves very often. So we don't have reunion culture in the same way. But I find it so interesting because in the US and the UK, reunions give people so much anxiety because they have to start thinking.
We went and everyone like had like their like LinkedIn thing.
Oh, please.
And I didn't put mine. And I was like, I literally put the podcast website. I was like, they were like, yeah, but like, what do you do? I said, I don't understand what you mean. I found it so funny. I was there just to be like, oh my God, hi. I haven't seen you since we left uni. But people are coming up to you. Yeah, so I'm just a VP of sales and something.
It gives people so much anxiety.
And I thought, sure, John, like, who cares?
Do you see like your classmates often or?
So I think for me, it's quite different. I studied law, but with law, there's sort of this because you finish 5 years in school,
then you go to law school.
Well, I didn't go to law school with my sets.
Okay.
Because ASO happened. So they left and I had to wait for a year. So I think that sort of broke.
Yeah, so you went with a different year.
Yeah, I went with a different year. So we're not really... I have friends. I have like very close friends from my sets, but I don't see everybody.
Your lashes are so nice.
Honestly, I'm actually going to take the plug. I was just like, this is so nice.
Your lashes
but
are so nice.
But can I also please plead to Tech? I love lashes. I'm tired of sitting down for 2 hours, like with my eyes closed.
I just sleep.
Yeah, I do, but I just feel like there has to be something else.
For the past however many weeks, we have been telling you one thing and one thing only. Nigerian women achieve. As you guys know, the co-founders of Bolden are Nigerian American women who have created fantastic products. Fekemi and I are in love with a number of their products. Their eye patches, dark spot fix, their face wash, a number of fantastic products. And I know that some of our Nigerian listeners have been wondering where you can actually find said products. Kemi, where can they find them?
Thank you very much for that question. You can shop Bolden products at MedPlus, Tika 4, Beauty Heart, Nectar Beauty, Cho and Zen in Abuja, and Tulip Body Care in Abuja. If you're outside Nigeria, if you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in the UK, the rest of Europe, as usual, we are always here being benevolent queens, and we have gotten you a 20% off discount code, which is ISWIS20 to receive 20% off all items on the website. The website is www.boldenusa.com. So please go to it, use our little code, get 20% off. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I think with beauty treatments, my limit is mani-pedis in terms of length of time. And then I don't have very many lashes. And so I'm worried about like starting it as well.
Coming up.
So I just...
Yeah, no, I do my lashes all the time, and like it's fine. There's nothing wrong. Well, different experiences are different. Me now, I've concluded most things I do in my house, I'd rather pay the extra because I know my setup. Nobody should come and whine me with one chair that they said they bought from Wanty, please. But it's just so long. Every time I'm like, how are we still here? You sleep, you wake up, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, on the first eye. This is crazy. I can hear that an hour has passed because the things I've loaded are moving on that I'm listening to. And I can hear that, okay, if one episode has finished, then 1 hour has passed. Guess what? We're still here. And so it's a lot, but I don't know what. Strip lashes don't really quite make the alternative. I can't be doing that every day. And so I have no idea what the alternative is, but there has to be something because it's just not feasible.
Yeah, but I've just never been able to get into them as well. And then I think maybe because you have to be quite careful around your eyes. If you've seen me, I wash my face the way, like when you're younger, the way your mom rubs. I wash my face in such a careless way and I really can't be bothered.
And most people's lashes get ruined on that first day. Because you're meant to wait.
You're meant to chill.
Like quite a while before water comes on. And people
I've also been getting really worried about like facial dysmorphia. Like I've started to feel very unattractive when I don't fill in my eyebrows. Like when so I'm starting to like get a bit worried that I'm so used to doing stuff that I'm starting to feel unattractive when I don't have certain things, and I don't like. I was like,
I know what you. That's lashes for me. So when I did my lashes before I traveled, and when I came back, I was like, wow, I don't look nice. But when I had the lashes, I was like, this is a human being.
Yeah.
I can go out, and I was like, this is crazy. This is my face.
I was starting to get worried about it.
Yeah, because no other makeup. I was like, but this is my face.
I think I used to be like that at some point. Like I had to have like a full face bit.
Really?
It was crazy. Like you can't catch me without face.
Wow.
But I don't know. I think I also felt like it was getting too serious. So I just stopped cold turkey.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And now I hardly ever wear makeup.
Yeah. So if I don't feel, because people think that I have 0 eyebrows. I feel them in every day. So if I'm going out, I feel in my eyebrows. But sometimes if I'm not, I'll just be like, Shemo sick. Like, what's good? Very jump scare, and then I realized like, July, I know you don't like your own face is a problem.
Yeah.
Or feeling a way about having to like quickly go. So if I want to quickly go somewhere, I must fill in my brows, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to wean myself off of that. It's a very, very odd.
I have the exact same thing for lashes, and it's just so problematic because then I'm like, but I don't have 2 hours on any weekday to give you people this week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is a real problem because I just don't have it. I can't understand how, because once your eyes are closed, you're locked out. Like there's not much you can do.
You can't do anything.
You're done. You're done.
Press your phone.
So if you do it during the day, and then who wants to start doing your lashes after 6:30? Like at 6:30, everybody has cuckoo closed.
Yeah, and you're trying to wind down.
My lashes are at night or whatever. So it's crazy. The other thing also, yesterday was a super weird day for me, apart from the fact I was dying of cold, because I went down. Today is the 20th of October.
Oh, yeah.
So today is 5 years from EndSARS, Lekki Tollgate. Sorry, I'm not going to depress everybody. But I went down like I've never done it since EndSARS. I actually went back. My phone was like a market square on that day. I went all the way back in all the groups. And I think people don't realize that all the calls we had on the call center, all the recordings were saved. I went back and I made the worst mistake. Or this one I've done before. I went to listen to everything. I wept. I wept and wept and wept for like 1 hour yesterday. So the baby in my house was just like, Ma.
Voila.
Yeah. She said, Ma. Okay? I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just, And I was like, I hope people remember.
Forgive me, please. People can never forget. Do you know what I think? I think what for me has been very, very jarring is I used to be very irritated with my parents a lot. I felt like they were kind of, and it's not just my parents, like them
the
and
whole,
their friends,
that generation.
Yeah. And I felt like they were very ambivalent. I couldn't understand.
I felt like even till now, I feel like they don't get it.
I couldn't understand. But, since EndSARS, I think I've spoken to a few people, particularly so my mom went to University of Ife. My dad did his first degree at Nsukka and then he did his master's at Unilag, I believe. But I've spoken to quite a few of my uncles, aunties, like older friends about how they felt around Abiola's election. And they've tried to describe it. And I think that heartbreak, is the same as like EndSARS.
It is.
And that's when I understood their now for this country type. What seems to be like a disbelief in like the value of a Nigerian life almost, or like, is it worth agitating kind of? And I think that's the closest thing to it. But I think that whenever, I'm probably going to go down a rabbit hole and spiral a little bit. There's somebody that calls me every year. So she's probably going to call me this evening. And she's always very sweet, but it just, because I remember like she kept checking on me around that time. And it was such a weird time because I was in a writer's room at the same time and then stuff was happening. And then like we would take a break and then I would go to the toll gate and then try to come back on time because, I don't know, just weird stuff was happening. So I think it's very hard to not feel incredibly demoralized, like deeply, deeply demoralized when you think about the fact that not very much has changed in terms of like the quality of life. Like I will say that the Nigerian interactions with police still give me anxiety, but it's very different.
It's different from before in its form and in the way
there was a time that if I was with my friends in the car and it's a young guy driving a Corolla or a Honda, Hyundai, like a small car, if police is stopping, my heart just starts beating.
Hello, boys and girls. I am back again to tell you about Missan. Nigerians in Nigeria can now sign up on the Missan app and get virtual USD cards. You can use these USD cards for all your international payments, Spotify, Amazon, if you want to buy me something on ASOS, anything you like. Remember, Missan used to be called Coins by Bamboo, but now we are Missan. Before, you could only use the app if you were in Canada, but now it works for transactions to an additional 15 countries. You can fund your card in Naira or in dollars, anyone you have. There are low transfer fees, amazing exchange rates, and no hidden charges. So run, do not walk to the Missan app. Bye.
If me and my friends, I remember one time we went clubbing, and this is when we were in uni. Or was uni over? Had we just finished uni? I can't remember when it was. And one of our friends, I remember Maka was in Unilag and so she was the one that was driving and she knew what was popping. She went to him. So we bundled ourselves into her car. And it was in VI on one road. Oh, that's how police stopped us. I'll never forget how afraid I was. And I don't know, maybe it's also like a function of age. So you're older, so you don't have the same anxiety about dealing with police. But there was a time that meeting police on roads in Lagos at night was like meeting armed robbers.
Yeah.
Like it's
because you have no idea what's going to happen.
You have no idea what's going to happen. Like they shake you down in the same way, they threaten you with guns in the same way, they scare you in the same way, they beat people up in the same way. Like a friend of mine still has a very traumatic experience where he basically like ran away, left his car, they tore his shirt. was incredibly
crazy.
traumatic. So I think just even discussions around police brutality, and there's some things that now happen that are funny, but it was impossible. Who has seen that video of Lagos paparazzi doing what's in my bag with Nigerian police? Impossible a few years ago. Like, we can laugh at it now. He was like, oh, you guys, I'm going to do a what's in my bag because you know, so your officer come. And I said, I have a power bank. This is another power bank. The police were just looking at him like, impossible. A couple of years ago. First, when they stop you, they'll first slap you. They'll first give you a dirty slap. They don't even ask for particular. They've not asked for anything. They'll first slap you so you know what's going on. Yeah. So very scary.
I think it has changed. Even though now, to be honest, my default once police comes is my phone is out. Because I'm like, well, I don't even have the energy. I don't have the energy. So, but the other thing just that is maybe a little bit more jarring is that, so I gauged that, okay, Buhari has passed away, then he was president, but by and large, most of the people that were involved then, that are in charge, they're still here.
Yeah.
Now. So a lot of times I'm like, the state of things is still, like, if you just look at your life as a Nigerian between then and now, what are the things that have, I mean, macro level, not in your personal life. As a Nigerian, what are the things that have improved? It's just too unfortunate, honestly. Because you look at it and you're like, this could have been a moment where everyone realized, okay, something is fundamentally wrong.
Something has to change, yeah.
Actually, we've just gotten worse and worse and worse. An election is coming up again, and you just think, do you know what I mean? Like, what is the point?
Does feel.
What are we doing? So a lot of yesterday, I just thought, but I will say the other thing was, for me, the lack of acknowledgement of people who got hurt, people who died. Is I have videos of my phones of like people in hospitals with bullets being removed from them. So when people tell me all these things, I'm like,
yeah, the attempt at gaslighting
was so, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. And honestly, I'm not joking. I have a very hard line on this. There are many people I don't talk to anymore because you made a joke one too many times about, oh, nobody died. I'm just like, fundamentally, two of us cannot. Well, no, we can't, because
you're insane.
You know, you are crazy.
You're insane.
And so even that, you know, so I messaged a couple of people that I knew this morning, and they were just like, that they were not sure people were going to remember. And I was like, haba. So that's what I was saying to them. I was like, haba, that's, I don't think things have gotten that bad yet, that like, no, but they were like, yeah, but for us, you know, certain families, and I was like, you know, well, everybody's trying their best at the end of the day. But the only thing I will say is the thing that gives me hope about the nation is that I know now, in a way that I didn't know before then, that push comes to shove, we can rally.
100%.
Push comes to shove. And the problem in Nigeria is that push is always at the end. I mean,
it's a deep push.
In France now, once the government just says, PIM, revolution. Once they say the weekend is stopping 6
I don't want to say that organizing is a skill. We don't have it. So we're talking about something recently. My road recently has gotten quite bad. The road in front of my house. And I was talking to my mom about something. And I said, do you know how difficult it is for us to organize, to figure out like how to talk to local government? And my mom has the gift of administration. It is actually a gift. Kemi doesn't look for anything. My mom will tell you, this is like, my mom it's a gift, it's a skill. Forget, like, everybody thinks about just singing, dancing. Some people have the gift of administration, like they're skilled at coordination. And I think one of the great things that the Nigerian military did was figure out how to break people's thinking around what it means to organize, right? So we have a disdain for us. We think of associations in it, like the corrupted associations. Mm-hmm. So, and it was every single type of association. So whether it is bar or ICANN or accountants, whether you are joining any sort of, they corrupted it because once people can organize. So what I'm trying to get at is, I was telling my mom that for our road and the 4 roads around us, we have our local government is incredibly lazy because we're too scattered. So complaints are very individual. Right? Everybody has an individual issue. And I was telling her that, so we have, our streetlights aren't great. Izikoi, streetlights aren't great. Roads are a bit shitty. We actually, I don't think anybody uses public water.
Most
We
people
all have,
on
like,
I don't know anybody on
boreholes.
my road that uses public
Or we
water.
buy water
Including
tankers
government agency.
or whatever. And people are always laughing. They'll say, oh, you don't live far from Bodilon. Or I say it doesn't mean anything. You think the president
Bodilon.
It doesn't mean anything.
Why does Bodilon concern me?
Politicians have houses. It does not mean
There is a hierarchy government official across my house like this. He himself has to boreholes.
He has to, it doesn't mean anything, but like the gift of organization. And I think that was what made EndSARS particularly like strong and insane, is that I think people realized organizing is not as hard as
it's not, and it was at every level. It was at every level in every stage. People were just coming together, and that is the only. I promise you. Sometimes someone was saying it. I was like, my only hope is that I know that last though.
Yeah, Nigerians can rally.
We, at least my own generation, were up
really
and
good at
doing.
organizing.
We are up and doing, and we will come together. And so the challenge we have is that it took something so wild.
Yeah.
to start happening before we got to that point. And we were in a pressure cooker for years and years and years. So it's not this sort of thing. But I think even the government realizes that actually, now that it has happened once,
it's possible.
It's kind of
multiple
it's
times.
possible. So anyway, that was just...
Okay, Bimpe is very quiet, so we're going to have to force her to
we
talk.
are.
She's
We
very,
are.
very shy.
And I think,
so we're going to have to force you.
I know
It
it
seems.
is the problems that I try to search drinks or alcohol in the dilemmas.
No,
I'm not
no.
joking.
I want her
but
to just answer
trust
regular
me,
dilemmas.
the challenge people have is not they can't pass man. Unfortunately,
family.
the main issue
Always man.
is man. So
Okay, I have one that I think you might be able to help with. So this person calls themselves FK and Jola's favorite listener. That's a big claim. Says, hi, Jola, FK, and Bimpe. I'm really hurting over my auntie's situation and I'd love to hear your opinions about it. She moved to Ogun State after marriage and things went downhill from there. Her husband lost his job and they've been living from hand to mouth ever since. They lost their son at birth 2 years ago and his attitude towards her has gotten worse since then. Now he claims to work far from home and only comes home on weekends, barely talks to her, and paying their child's school fees is like a tug of war. He only gives money for food when he's around and doesn't respect her anymore. And I'm pretty sure it's because she seems like a liability to him. Please know, this man told her to stop working after marriage because of her health issues. She has sickle cell. She prays every day, so this doesn't seem like a spiritual thing. And I'm big on the fact that she needs to go out and get her money up. She graduated over a decade ago, but unfortunately hasn't had a real job since then. She tried a POS business that the bank took from her, sold provisions from home, and even groundnuts. I keep suggesting she moves back to her parents' house in Lagos because the area they stay in Ogun State isn't helping. Get a small job, sort of like a sales rep, and visit her husband and home on weekends just like he does. At least so she has a steady stream of income. But of course, as a 20-year-old Gen Z babe, nobody really listens to me because they think I'm loud and inexperienced. I'm very worried for her physical and mental health. She's quite malnourished and so is her kid. I genuinely feel she deserves a break in life. I'd love to hear what you think, and if anyone knows of any job openings around Ogun State or Lagos, please let me know. Thank you, and I love the podcast.
what do you think?
What do you think, Bimpe?
I agree with everything she said.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to at least come out to Lagos,
Mhm.
find a job, get her own money, and not rely on the husband for her happiness and well-being. But then again, you can only have opinions about what people should do with their lives, right? And you make your opinions known. At the end of the day, she needs to want to live.
Yeah. I was watching a TikTok yesterday, my favorite app in the world. I was watching a TikTok and a woman was talking about how important it is for like women to not get so wrapped up in their husband's desires that they mistake his happiness for like, so a lot of people will say their life is unhappy, but what it often means is that their male partner is unhappy with a decision they've made. They are happy, their kids are happy, their family and friends think this is a great idea, but their husband doesn't like it, so all of a sudden it's like a bad decision. And she was talking about how women are constantly taught from quite young to wrap themselves up in their partner's lives. So if your husband is away from home every week and only comes home on the weekends, right, and you have a miserable life during the week that you are in Ogun State, right, he seems to not respect you because you don't have money and you don't have like the type of finances you want. To me, these are things that are not they are difficult in theory, but the practice is less emotional. There's somebody I follow, she's called the Unpunishable Woman, and she talks about why, like, her thing in life is to become a woman that cannot be manipulated or emotionally pulled. And she said one of the things that she first did there was she started doing a lot of math, even within a romantic setting. And what he did was that he would always take romance out immediately. And she was always confused. So she would say, this is the math of what it takes for both of us to live. And you are offended at me having this conversation with you because it makes you feel embarrassed or anxious. And what it is for me is just that I don't want the romance to die. So I need us to face this hard reality first. Your husband doesn't live in Lagos. If your family is accommodating and you can go somewhere where, one, you're not under the same mental strain, at the very least, you know you and your baby can eat during the week. You can find high school around the area. You can probably get your mom to help a little with like figuring out the baby.
Okay.
And you can find a small job, right? That is Monday to Friday. Friday evening from the office, you pick your daughter, you go back to Ogun State, your husband comes back. You have some financial freedom now.
You also have a life.
You have a life and you have some independence. You are someone that's prone to illnesses. Like you are a sickler. It's not your fault. But you don't have to also be like weighed down mentally as well.
Right.
And this is the fact. Like everybody talks a lot about what's like having a dream of a man taking care of you. The odds of being someone's beneficiary and maintaining the same level of respect is so slim. That thing is such a dream. Like it's such a Disney dream to have this random man,
like a prince, come in, not just take care of you, but also be loving and nice about it.
Regardless of what his own situation is. It's such a dream. Like, have you met men? Like, what are we talking about?
Have you met people? And I think the other thing that is being left here is a thing that happens that Nigerians kind of skip over. You guys lost a child.
Mm-hmm.
And, there is a stat, I don't know what it is, but please find it, about couples not staying together after they lose a child.
Oh, yes.
Now, in a country where things are not even addressed on a normal day, there is a huge thing that has happened. Don't get me wrong, I think your husband is a dickhead outside of this situation. But again, this situation happened and it catalyzed something and everybody has just gone on their way. And I don't understand when people do things like that. I remember I had somebody talking about even someone having a miscarriage and the tone in which they're talking about it was as if she fell down, something happened, and I was like, no, please, they lost a child. And so they should be afforded the opportunity to grieve and to kind of figure out how this is making them feel, how they're acting out. And I'm 100% certain that neither of them got to do that because life is happening and hustle is going on. But that is not also an excuse for the way that he is generally behaving. And I don't know, for me, it's like a lot of times you have to see what is happening in your life and either accept that this is what it is or you're going to do. Clearly, you cannot survive in this situation. You don't have anything and there's not much opportunity for you. So just like your niece is saying, he's cooking on there during the week.
So you might as well come out.
Even if you want to come back on Friday, this one. You two move now, you two do your thing. But then there's another thing of, there's now transport, whatever. But I think you guys need to either figure it out or I don't want to say free it because, they're always saying that we're always telling people to
I think just
free.
focus on...
But you have to focus on yourself. Your husband is focusing 100% on himself.
Yes.
What he has done is he has said, well, this is how I'm going to handle this, my own life. And I think you need to figure out how you're also going to handle your own life by yourself, you and your child, because that man does not care about you people. He's doing the barest minimum he can do to be able to say, he's somebody's husband and somebody's father. Apart from that, he does not give a damn more. So if I were you...
I think that thing is also very hard for people to realize when you're in a partnership and one person is working for us and the other person is working for me. Yeah, it's very, very difficult. A lot of women don't recognize that. So there are opportunities that come and you have to think of yourself as you're luckier in some sense where the first person has already opened that door where walking away from the house is an option, right? You don't have... I think people really underestimate how unhappy you are when you're not financially stable. And there's something humiliating about being a Nigerian man in the context and the way Nigerian men are spoken to and spoken about and not being able to provide properly. And it often comes out as anger, that embarrassment or that shame or that irritation. we recognize anger. So the person comes back and you're talking about, oh, we haven't eaten, her school fees, this, that. And in an ideal world, if they had the money, they would be able to do it. They can do a little bit of shakara, but they'll be able to do it. But it's very humiliating to be working for the whole week. It's not your fault. You come back, it's Nigeria, and your wife has this laundry list of stuff to get done, and you can't. So it's better for you to just, rather than be humiliated and say, I don't have, or I don't know what we're going to do. It's easier to pick a fight and storm out of the house. Because what if it's easier for her to fight with you and in that moment forget that she has asked for stuff than to now be saying, but I thought you went to work. I thought you said you're working now. Like, oh, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people just don't clock how humiliating and embarrassing a lot of that stuff is. When I don't know a lot of cheerful people who went broke, male or female. I don't. I don't know.
A lot of times you think your friend is in a mood or going through, they don't have money and it's making them run mad. It's very simple. They don't have money because while you are saying, oh, what are we doing there? Like, you don't get, I can't buy tokens. Like, I don't have, I can't go because
100%.
petrol, I don't have money. And there's a way that your whole life just comes into focus when you don't have enough money to do things that you need to do. That honestly, whatever everybody's saying, you start to become a bit insensitive because you're like, you don't understand. This is the fundamental nature of my life. All the things you're saying about what's happening with you, I don't care. So it's just,
it's hard.
It's hard.
And people don't know. It's easier for me to tell my friends about my financial issues than tell a romantic partner. I think I have married friends, male and female, who find it easier to talk to me first
than to tell their spouse about something going on that's affecting their money.
And I think it is so interesting how Nigerians are aspirationally rich. We don't accept no, we actually don't.
No,
when you see
don't.
The way Nigerians talk about money, it is so crazy. Like, it's so crazy. Less than 10% of this country has 500K at any given time in their account. Less than 10%. I think it's even less than 5% at any given time have 500,000 naira in their account. But going by the way Nigerians talk about money, you won't know that is the case. We're actually poor. Our very delusional.
You know what it is? Everybody in Nigeria is just almost rich. As in, the riches are just around the corner. Blowing anytime from now.
I guess.
You just wake up and it's so funny because we don't even have lottery inside, proper lottery inside this company. Because let's say you're in a place they have Euro millions. It's realistic for you to think tomorrow you're going to wake up and you have millions of euros. What are we doing here? Please, I have to read one because I was accosted by someone who said they sent a dilemma 11 times and we've not read it. So this is the Busha Booth Cutie FKMS and Moonshots.
Okay, wow.
Who I promised that I will read her dilemma when she writes it. And here she is now. Hello to the bounce. First off, I love your show, especially how you handle dilemmas with such great humor. Your moonshot talk was also really insightful for someone like me trying to build a brand on social media. Lovely. So my dilemma, I had a life-threatening accident 5 years ago that changed everything. My vision, my interest, my attitude towards work, family, friends, and my ability to function daily. Sorry. I keep up a facade so people don't think I blame everything on the accident, but nobody really understands how it feels, and I don't wish that for them either. I come from a broken home with a narcissistic mother and an emotionally abusive father who are more focused on forcing their marital frustrations on me than checking in on my health ever. I've distanced myself emotionally, but I still live with my dad for now, which complicates things. I'm working on moving out next year though. I never got proper therapy. I tried for a bit until I couldn't afford it. I've been raising funds for surgery without help from my parents, which I honestly don't mind, but I lost my entire savings to a hack earlier this year, which made it much harder. She means a hack on one of these apps. Anyway, I still try to show up as a bright, hopeful person after isolating for so long, but I'm mentally exhausted and I'm barely holding it together. I finished school last year really late due to some setbacks, so I'm in my late 20s, just now exploring career options. I feel very behind in life. I want to start my own business, but I also feel like I'm losing my mind slowly every single day. People don't talk about how much your mental state influences your actions, and I think I'm beginning to crack. My dating life is barely there. I consider myself attractive, she is, and I meet people often, but I can't maintain relationships because I struggle to be vulnerable with men. I don't want anybody taking advantage of me when I'm already at my lowest, so I keep my walls up. Honestly, I never really planned on getting married anyway. Do I just continue with this facade, believing everything will be fine as long as I keep showing up? I know you're not mental health experts, please. But I needed to share. Some of my friends listen to the pod. I will probably guess it's me. But please don't ask me about this. Love you all. And I hope this isn't a downer. Thank you. Have an amazing day.
It's not a downer.
It's not.
Bimpe, what do you think?
I'm happy she said she has friends.
Yeah.
Because clearly a mom and dad, there's a lot going on there. So I feel like you need to have people in your life that you can talk to when outside of having a therapist. Therapy is great, but you also need to have people you can talk to.
Yep.
So, and then saying this and assuming our friends will listen and clock it up, but then telling them not to say anything, that's quite contradictory. Because if I'm the friend, I'm pulling up to your house and like, sit, what's going on, right? You don't have to figure it out on your own. I think a lot of times we all go through things and we're just like, yeah, I'll sort it, like Superwoman, you sort it, you'll be fine. But sometimes, even if it's just having someone listen to what you have to say, they might not have the solutions to your problem, but just you being able to rant and talk and you just feel better afterwards, even if the relief is temporary, that's still good enough. So,
yeah, I think you should drop the facade immediately. This, because your question was, should you just keep up acting like everything? No, I think you should stop acting in any capacity. Things are not fine. And so you continuing to act like they are is what is making the whole thing seem crazy, because you're not really, allowing yourself to be in touch with your own reality.
Yeah.
And again, therapy is expensive. So that might not be your own solution. But I was going to say exactly what she said. You need to allow the supports to come in, honestly, because that is all there is right now. You have to, it's somehow like being vulnerable, but you've kind of done it in an easier way. Now you don't have to repeat everything. They've cuckoo heard it here. So I think you need to allow your friends and the people that care about you to rally around you and figure out, okay, what do you need? How do we move forward? Because otherwise you're just going to continue to get lower and lower and lower, and just feel more and more shitty and like you can't face the world by yourself. So I actually don't think you should keep up the facade. I think that, again, very important, the people that care about you, I don't mean everybody. I mean the people that actually care about you, who you feel some level of safety with. You kind of have to let them into what is happening at some level. Like, it doesn't have to be every single thing that you will share, but you're in a situation where because you act like everything is fine, maybe people have forgotten that this huge thing happened to you and you're still feeling the effects of it till now. And then of course you were saving up for something, you got hacked. So it's like one after the other, and that's not easy for anybody to be dealing with. So I actually think that very thing you said, that they should not talk to you. Personally, my first step would be to tell them that please, whoever is coming to look for you, and hopefully your friends might listen to this and at least ask if you really mean it, if they can actually, because they might not know. They might not know and they might be afraid to approach you. Maybe they have and you said you don't need to, but I think that you should drop the facade. Yeah. Sometimes you need to be where things are. It might feel overwhelming. You might, cry a bit. But again, if you have people that can rally around you, makes a huge difference.
Yeah, people are a resource and you have to see them as that. So FK and Bimpe have already said you should drop the facade. I think that's the first thing. Then the second thing is something I've been thinking about and I've been a bit hard on myself for, but it's necessary. So this is about like trying to figure out your life and making attempts at building a life. I think you get to like late 20s, early 30s. If you're an ambitious person in any measure, you might start to look at the dreams you had and then the life you have and have a lot of disappointments over the like different, I keep saying like, I said I was going to try and stop using filler words, but you're going to have an issue with the difference between your aspiration and your reality and start to hyperfixate on it and get really upset. And I hope you're not mistaking your feeling of being upset with actually doing something about it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Like the ruminating on it is not actually the action.
So one thing I've been thinking about every day for the past couple of weeks and I've come up with the answer, and it is a big no, is from the way you behave, would anybody believe that you want the things you say you want? Does anything about the way you are chasing your goals or working on your dreams show how deeply and truly you want whatever it is you say you do? So if you say, I would like a sandwich, and you don't order one or you don't make one, then you don't really want one. You just are thinking of a sandwich and you're dreaming of a sandwich, but that doesn't mean you really want or need a sandwich. That means it's something that would be nice to have for you. And I think a lot of us mistake dreaming for doing. And sometimes over time, when you have disappointments, you allow the disappointment take over the narrative. Chasing your dreams is fundamentally humiliating. It's incredibly embarrassing. And I think that part is not said often enough. So people think wanting a dream is the same thing as chasing a dream. And so you've recognized that I'm in my late 20s, I've had a couple of setbacks, and I'm deeply unhappy with my life. And so I'm trying to make things work. I think you have to exhaust that. You have to feel like there's literally nothing else I can do. There's nothing, until you get to the point where you say, when your friends are giving suggestions and you say, I've done it. Like every single suggestion people can make, I've done it. Like, don't worry, I've tried. Have you applied to here? Yes. Have you talked to this person? Yes. Have you cold called? Yes. I actually spoke to this other person. You have to get to that point when it comes to a dream, because fundamentally, when you talk to a lot of people, they give you the edited version of how they came to their success. But a lot of the success comes with incredibly embarrassing and humiliating things. It feels like, I can't remember who I was telling that. It feels like I'm constantly begging for money.
That's what it is.
You're running a company, you're running a media company, and you have dreams and goals that you're trying to do. So you're talking to advertisers, you're talking to grants, you're talking to people that are potential business partners, and it feels like I'm constantly begging for money. I have about 20 decks at any given time, but it doesn't feel good to put yourself out there. It will never feel good. It doesn't feel good for an opportunity to come up and you're not an automatic, so you have to pitch yourself. It doesn't feel good to apply for jobs as somebody who's in their late 20s and you feel like these are sort of like, what's it called? Graduate trainee roles or intro roles.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel great to have friends who have companies and they're saying, oh, I'm looking for X kind of staff. The money is not... Has this ever happened where a friend says, I'm looking for somebody to help me do X? So maybe it's not like a role. It's like a contracting. And they now say, it's not a lot of money. It's just X. And when you hear that number, your heart skips.
Because you're like, so what I'm looking for in my life is what you're using to do.
So now you're shy.
Not even...
Because you don't know how to beg your friend that, sorry.
It's me. I am me. I'm the one.
And then you keep quiet. The role goes to someone else. They execute and you just spend a lot of time thinking, and I could have done this thing. I could have done... But you are too embarrassed to think of, but if my friend doesn't think this is a big deal, am I dreaming too small? Or will it be weird that my friend knows, I need 350K. So I'm like, I need 250K. And so I'm like hustling for... And in that situation, you want it, but you're not acting like somebody that wants it, right? Because you've allowed potential humiliation. So what I want to tell you is that the feeling that, like, you're feeling down and out about work, but with work, especially in a country that is so lopsided like Nigeria, humiliation to success is the name of the game. That's just the truth. You will feel somehow.
And also, don't get me wrong, you even need the funds. You're saving up for a surgery.
Yes.
Like, there are things that are more important than this facade that you're keeping right now. Right now is a moment to say, guys, I need help.
Yeah. It's really, and it's such a great thing to have friends. I say it all the time to the constant annoyance of my family. My friends are such a big deal to me because there's a way I can be honest. That is only your friends that'll say, how are you? And you say, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
You know, family will first say, you are all right. You just need to be, please.
And it's please, are you listening to what I'm saying?
I don't have time for this.
You don't guess, I'm running mad.
I'm not okay.
How am I? I'm mad.
Yeah.
Okay, so just...
drop the facade. They're right. That's the first one. And the second one is, and that's my whole thing from now to the end of the year. It's so funny because the conversation started normally, but the person asked me a question and you guys are shooting for 2 days, I was so down because I just realized that there is no way anybody watches. So it was just like, And it was for them. They were like, is there anything you think I could potentially be doing that I'm not doing? And I was like, it's not linear. And then I was like, yeah, because I feel I've said one story. And I said, yeah, but do you think that there's anything you could possibly be doing? And I kept quiet because the answer was there are many, many, many things. There are like a billion things I could be doing. And so even in the context of like Nigeria is a bit horrible, and especially if you're a creative, it's very, very hard. I was now sad because I was thinking of all the time I had wasted throughout the year and all the times opportunities came up, but I was too embarrassed or too in my feelings about not being an automatic choice for it that I kept quiet. And I felt I spent too much time feeling away and feeling demoralized, and maybe other people got something that I really wanted and I felt a bit jealous, and I was just drowning in this pool of self-pity. But yeah, it's just, is there anything, the way you live your life on a day-to-day basis, does it tell people you want what you want, or that you're chasing what you claim you're chasing? Like, is it true? Is it just a desire, or is this something you're working actively on, not something that you would like? It's a very hard pill to swallow if you sit down and look at opportunities you let pass just because you are like, it would be nicer. A girl has pride. They can't be thinking, I better go before. I know my whole thing is, before they say, who the hell is there? Who the hell is there, man?
Like, who is there? And also, if you get what you want, like, who really wins, who really loses? At the end of the day, sometimes you look at this thing and I'm like, okay, but if I now get to where I'm going, which day again will I consider?
It's really important. But you'll be, hopefully, you open up to people and you start off that journey, and it's significantly better off a year from now. And in terms of like dating, again, my sister, part of it is because you don't have money.
I know something like you're not
being serious.
First of all, you don't have money and you're not mentally okay.
No, if you're somebody that worries about being taken advantage of, I'm not going to lie you. You know, people also downplay how much women like having like financial security. They think that our primary need is love and emotional security.
In her case, I think she's also just vulnerable in general. Like, you are recognizing the fact that people don't realize you're not okay because you can. In my own opinion, let's face making you okay first. Not that you should ignore it, but let's just try and face one.
Yeah.
Then we can approach. I just think the whole thing is muddled up.
Yes. This reminds me, I know this is so terrible, but I had a friend who said that there are certain types of people he can't date. And it's because there's only so many sorry he can say. So he said if you have a role that involves actively being rejected, so like you're a model, you're an actress, because you know a lot of stuff. So for instance, with the podcast, if we go for something and people say, oh no, we're going with this person at this time, we realize that, oh, this person is just a better fit for what they want to do. He was like, with modeling, with acting, they're rejecting you.
Yeah.
They say it's you.
It's not what you're doing, it's you, your face.
He said, so even when you want to tell her sorry, you can't say it's not you. Because they actually said it's you we don't want. And he said that only, so you're actually right. It might be difficult to date from a vulnerable position because a lot of people are actually not equipped to deal with.
To handle it.
Especially early on. I don't like you enough for this. Like, this is what I like.
I say a lot.
I say, bro.
Yeah.
This is a lot of wow. Only you. Only you. Now, okay, I did see only you. Health, finance, mental.
Mommy and daddy.
Man, I'm just trying to go for dinner. How was your day? Before you finish, how was your day?
Was it okay?
I am thinking, I just thought this babe was fine. Happen? So I just honestly, I think that this is what friends are for. Them, they don't have issue. they don't have any such issue. I think you need to. It's funny. Just yesterday, my friend was telling me that he went on a date, and it was the strangest thing because she was kind of like, so both of us have dated people for a long time. Can we just like not do any of those dates things? And can we just have a frank conversation about like where we both are in life?
Ooh,
just in every area.
That's a bit much.
And she was like, we can drink and it can be funny. Like, it doesn't have to be deep, but like, can we just yarn like, this is who I am in every area? So it was like finance, like your relationship, exes, whatever, family, just yarn. And he was like, it was so funny because being that honest is just so
it can be jarring.
Yeah. So one of the things was, so if I ask, like, obviously I'm getting to know you and I would make my own choice.
Let's do the date.
But she said, but if I ask people about you, what would they say? And he was like, they'll tell you that I'm not a serious guy. And she was like, so are you? I was like, I can be.
I was just sorry, I want to toilet. I want to toilet, please.
And you would only somebody asking you that. She was like she asked him, she was like, okay, so, and she had to answer the same question. She was like, obviously, I'm getting to know you as a person, but if I ask like people I know who are not your close friends, like they don't know you that well, but people I know about you, just in general. She was like, if I ask people that don't know you that well, as in they're not your close friends, so they don't know you personally, they just know you socially, what would they say? And he was like, I have to tell you that they're going to tell you that, like, I'm not a serious guy. Like,
but was it, I'm not a serious guy, and like, oh, he's jokey, haha.
No, like he's just, no, in terms of a serious relationship, like he's outside. He was like, that's what they're going to tell you, because he was like, that is just the perception outside. And she was like,
but you know what? If now that
he was not like, that was the only part that was somehow, because he was not trying to explain to her that, but no, my personality. He said, but inside, I really believe.
Very serious.
I'm very serious. He's just like, I have not found a man cannot die.
Wait, Bimpe, do you date? Is that something that like you do, or are you not interested? Because I find that more missing women that are just like, you have to find me. Me, Jadimo. I'm not going out again. But I know I ask because I'm always curious as to how people find dating because people have very different experiences.
I saw a comment like, so Justin usually did a video about, and in the first half of the, I don't know if you've seen it, he was saying to the girl, where have you been all my life? And he subsequently found out where she was. So someone commented,
where was she?
It's normal like that. You always wonder where they've been. When they tell you, they wonder that babe wrote, honestly, I've tried non-chalanting. I suggest everybody goes home. The comments are so funny because so many people had just gotten to a place of woe. My best suggestion is that you face your front. All these things you people are discussing is going to end in nowhere. They're like, I'm actually not doing it again. And you'll be like that. Miracle where God will just remove you from somewhere and put you in another place.
I saw one NSPP. Is that what it's called? NSS. N-sharp Pastor Jerry. Pastor Jerry did a video. It was like this. I think it was from August. Was it September? It was like, you may not something, but by December you'll be married. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. As of September, nothing is happening for you. He said, but by December, you will answer Mrs. I saw one babe kind of be like, she started, well, it's your pastor that said
December is December.
His pastor that said it. She first was doing the math that. It was so funny. Like she first did math, then she just started shaking her body. She was like, I said, my sister, I feel you. It was so funny. Like I think it's so funny how people keep trying to game
the system. Please, it's so, wait, as a random thing, I don't know if you're doing Hallelujah Challenge.
No.
Pastor Jerry came on maybe 2 days ago or so. And so he was, he prays I've never seen him pray before. Mm-hmm. So I've never done NSPP, so I didn't realize, but I mean, he prays very, anyway, he was sharp praying. And then you repeat after him. That's his style of prayer. You repeat after him.
My dad does that too.
Yeah. And the man, they quote Bible just from morning to night, but you repeat after him. He now got to one point, and there were 2 things he kept repeating. So he was praying against obituary, early death. People were repeating it with him. You guys, the way the volume went up when he started repeating praying against marital delay, I started laughing in my house because, now they have a live audience.
Yeah.
Women that they were just, you could see them just praying.
They don't mind if they die.
What?
But you see that late marriage.
They said, what will it profit me to live long if I don't have? You guys, I was looking at obituary, you didn't shout. Once they said marital delay, you just see them, they started moving. I actually stopped to laugh because I was like, no, but what's happening? Because, and the thing is, that's the big problem. I want to write a suggestion. They should not put that video on the people that you can't see their faces. They video them from behind. But the difference in their action, you saw some people that once he said it, they said, yes, this is why I'm here. They said, you see, marital delay. And also, Nigerians are so funny because what sort of phrase is marital delay?
No. But you know, once you hear
when he said, obituary early then, me, I was like, see prayer, we will not die young. As he said marital delay like this, he now kept repeating it because him too, he knows that. Him too, he knows that this is why people are here. Just like Miracle is on Tuesday, and what I'm looking forward to the most is seeing what that crowd is going to be full of people in white.
I'm sorry, because I'm so deeply unserious. And my TikTok is the most chaotic thing. All my friends laugh about it. My TikTok is the most chaotic thing in the world. I saw a video of a girl dressed like your Miracle. You guys, she bandaged herself, and the comment was like, she wrote BBLW. When you reach your turn, do what you like. I'm not joking. She wants a small waist and a big bum bum. And it's only God that can do it for her. No.
You know what?
No,
at this stage, all prayer is actually prayer.
And I thought she actually was, you reach your turn, anything you like, do.
No, to be sincere. Because I was like, where do I find a money dress? Like a dress that, you know, all those shirts that have dollars.
I've said it before that my father has a very practical approach to like walking in faith. So he always tells people that if you want to have a family, don't delay on things that you want. So my dad is like, if you're someone that like wants children, if you see something that you want for your baby and you have the money, buy it. My dad is very big on stuff like that. He's like, you want to own property, you have enough money for land in Mui. My dad is like, buy that one. When the opportunity comes, you sell it and you add the money and you buy another one. He's very big on it. He's like, if you're somebody, my dad, he has asked me before, he's like, have you ever seen a wedding dress you like? I was like, no, like I don't look at it. He was like, no, because because my dad is the type that if I told him that, oh, daddy, I've seen the wedding dress I want to buy, he'll buy it.
Thank you very much for this, because now this justifies me having a wedding venue since 2019.
Sure.
Yes, it's an act of
You
faith.
do that.
I'm very sure of it.
But it's something that my dad always says to people, like, don't increase your pain, increase like your optimism. So for instance, like you're trying to have a baby and you see nice baby things.
Buy them. If you can, like if it's
always
small.
he says buy it and just keep it. Like if you think, oh, this Miss Rachel thing that you saw, your friend said, oh, for children's like development, he helps her baby start talking. Save it. Like he's like, it's not one of those that he thinks like the whole faith thing. What happens is when you share it with people, like you said, it sounds somehow. But the truth is that you're planning for your future life and you're not doing it in a way when I say that we end up doing it in a crazy way. But the truth of it is, it's so funny. Like my dad really wants to be a grandfather. You guys, do you know that this man wanted to buy a rocking chair for his office? I was like, I don't grab. He was like, yeah, but what if it's more expensive?
You see, you said you can marry by December.
For him, it was just like, it's just like a practical thing. We ended up talking him down from that age. But to him, it was just like a very practical. He wasn't saying it to like, oh, I'm going to bully you.
No, just like he will have it.
In his mind, it was just like, oh, so that when if it happens, like there's no
honestly,
problem.
I do not knock it at all. I just think Nigerians are so funny.
Have you seen Just Like a Miracle things?
Bro, I have seen those videos. They are, honestly, the people who post, I respect them the most because I'm like, me, I did it last year. You can never catch me outside.
My favorites are the ones that want to travel.
Whoa, because they go down pack suitcase. One guy wore his coat like this. And it's like, you guys, he was in a puffer jacket in his house. I said, you know what?
Because Nigerians are very dramatic.
I said, you know what? He was rolling his suitcase as they were singing the song, that last Hallelujah challenge. He videoed himself rolling his suitcase inside the puffer jacket. Because I'll do like this.
There's some things you are shaking because of cold.
I said,
no, there's some of
those videos, honestly, I think they are. I think even God himself is like, fair enough.
No, like you've tried.
I think God is like, that boy now, sincerely, I have to pray for him. He really tried. There was one I
really liked. Like, I think the guy's wife they'd been trying for a long time and she was just really demoralized. So he would like stuff a rapper.
Oh, carry on his back.
Carry it on his back and dance. I burst into tears when he was carrying his baby. Because he showed I think it was 2 years in a row. And his wife was just like, I actually don't have it in me. Like, I can't do this thing anymore. By the time he was carrying his baby, I burst into tears. Because I'm sure he felt so dumb. Like, all those things, you must feel so stupid.
It's insane. But like, honestly, I guess I don't knock it at all. But the videos are just so funny. And like, I just love that we're the type of people that can post. Because those are very vulnerable things. But we don't actually give it damn. It's like, not only have I told God, you also know. I want you. And I think it is me. I'm the sort that when it happens.
Yes, I was sure. But
you can
as a throwback, I can now say, but that as in Dress Like a Miracle is on Tuesday, so I want people to be prepared. I want you guys to be prepared for what you're about to see. Because I feel like this year, and also, I was talking to my friend and we were like, the number of our friends that are doing Hallelujah Channel tells you that things are not okay.
It's not okay.
No, guys, things are not okay because people that I've never heard this whole year that they say, well, my dear, anything you see there, let me try also. Let's just see because things are just so in such a state of chaos. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward. So please, if you know where I can locate a dollar dress.
No,
any currency is actually fine.
Ask Sweeney to make
a graphic
of your dream credit alert.
Yes.
And
then I should put it. I'm going to put it as a sticker. Yeah, because honestly, at this stage,
I think the thing
I saw one that was very cool. Somebody did it like a LinkedIn post. And put a t-shirt like announcing, I'm happy to announce. I was like, that's actually very cute.
Nice. That's very nice. I think it's easy to like kind of like laugh at people, but you don't understand.
When you get to a point where you're like, see, this thing is do or die.
Yeah.
Like to be not even do or die. The thing is, it's what do I have to lose?
Yeah,
if I do it, honestly, what do you have to lose? Like, it's a bit funny, whatever. And if you're shy, Kuku, don't share it with anybody now. Do it inside your house. But it's just, bro.
Yeah. And I have a friend who does that. Like, she started buying stuff for her dream house. So she knew what she wanted. So she would do stuff like buy curtains and she would pay for the curtains and tell the person, like, just keep it for me.
Yeah, I think
it was stuff like that. She would buy like crockery, so like keep it in her mom's store. Like she just had. And she said whenever that happens, she'll be so happy to like, oh yes, I have this. Like she bought this thing when she wanted it. So now she's happy to just have it.
I can't agree to this because this is what my mom is always saying. When she collects all those wooden spoons from weddings, and this for my marital home.
Yeah, so that's fine. But that's the one she wants for you. Yes. Not what you want for yourself.
So it's quite, but I agree because like one of our friends is giving out brog and lamp. So all of us have been dividing it.
Guy, for my house.
But like
now.
For me, when I'm collecting it, I'm like, damn, I really need to think about my house.
Yes,
like,
now.
And I need to think about where I'm going to put it.
And it's free, beautiful rug.
So I was like, actually, this has gingered me now. Now, where do I put this rug?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice things like that. Anyway, Bimpe, so you have a business. I keep saying I want to do business, but I'm really afraid of. I really admire.
This is part of her business.
Business
also, this
people.
is really good matcha. Jola is a matcha.
I don't like matcha.
So
as
we can't go into that. But
I don't like
this is
matcha.
Fantastic.
But you studied.
I don't even like oat milk.
Really,
Yeah.
you studied law.
Mm-hmm.
How did you decide to get into business just in general? Like, do you mind sharing like roughly around me and Fakemi, I was talking about our age, but roughly like how old you were when you started to do business, like what made you start business, etc. You know, a statistic, a Nigerian statistic. They say 80-something% of the youth are entrepreneurs. 80-something% of the youth were into entrepreneur. 80% of lawyers don't practice. All those. So yeah, one of their favorite statistics. How did that happen?
Okay, so I studied law, like I said, but I've always had business. Like I've always had a business. My longest business that I've had since I think I was in uni was Dress Up Clothier, or is Dress Up Clothier. So it has changed in form, but it's still standing.
What was it originally?
So we used to sell. I started out selling fashion items like Zara and Co, but not the real Zara, the one from China.
Zara-ish.
Yeah. Then we moved to
I always wonder about some of the Nigerian Zara.
I like it too. The problem is that it's actually nice. So nice.
No, nice. But sometimes I look at the label and I look at my Zara label. I'm like, hey, you're there fair.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think they should do?
This logo.
I think they should create their own thing.
I think so. I'm like, guys, honestly, if you call it something else, we can just buy the clothes.
Right.
Because the way this A is so fat in this Zara logo is somehow.
So you started off selling clothes.
Yeah,
and
then
fashion
we moved
items.
to like proper Zara, then High Street, did a bit of luxury. But then just, I think, a year or two before COVID, we switched to lingerie.
Okay.
So I run the business with my sister. So for us, it was 100% of our client base were women.
Okay.
So lingerie was just a more sustainable means of income, right? You'd
So
always
do you
buy
do
bra,
basics or like super lingerie?
basics.
And Nigerian men like pants.
Yeah,
Pants,
you'd always buy
undies.
like
On this.
you can tell me you go and you check the other list, 40 pieces of pants. What happens to all the pants you had before? You need to change
No, you know,
everything.
sometimes look,
And then
again,
bras.
moods are important. Literally, as I came back this time, I threw away all my underwear.
Yeah.
I bought everything new because I was just like, I'm in a mood where if it's even the pants holding me back, I must get rid of it.
No.
Yes.
You guys, this thing is not funny.
Never know.
Even on some days,
You
like
never know.
I have what I call like fat days, and I feel deeply unattractive. Like I just feel very ugly. I cannot wear ugly pants that day.
No, I can't.
It has to be
can't.
something
Do you
On
know the
those
number
days-
of matching sets I have based on, look, you don't know what I'm dealing with.
So
I
have
look good inside, outside. You don't know what I'm dealing with.
I'll wear red sexy pants.
Lace.
Full lace. Yes. Sexy pants. Then on some days, like let's say around my period, I have period pants.
It's up to here.
I have like, I'm going nowhere and nobody said, Another pants. Pants is a disgrace. I have disgraceful pants. I have pants that, hold on, my mom will enter my room. She said, what? What is happening? What's happening? I have all sorts. So my sister, that was a very good business.
Don't worry, that's a good. Don't worry about people buying 40 pounds. I know what's doing. They know.
I know how he's doing.
Trust me, I know how he's doing them. They're just like, if it's even the pants holding me back in life.
something is
Yeah.
something. Okay, so I had that for the longest, and I started doing business while I was in uni because my mom was a single mom. My dad is late, and we're 3. So she gave us the basics. Like, I'm not going to lie and come and say, right? She gave us the basics, but if you want the extra, you'd have
Figure
to
it
work
out.
Yeah.
for it, right? So in school, I was always into like ushering jobs, and I was much fatter. And the thing with ushering jobs then was the uniforms were already made.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but there was a way around it. I'll get the uniforms, and most of them had space inside. So I'll take it
So
to
you
the tailor
expand.
and then expand it so I could do. So I was always doing that. And then with income from that, I started like selling stuff on the side. So when my classmates went to law school and I didn't go to law school, at that point I already figured that law wasn't my thing. Right. To be fair, by like year 3, year 4, I already knew. But I was good at it. So I will pass. But I just figured it was too straight jackets. I needed something that was a bit more creative and that would excite me. Right. So after that, my family members made me go to law school. Because my sister was like, it's better for you to have it and not need it than
Sorry, what
need it and
position
not
are
have
you?
it. I'm the last.
Yeah, the baby, okay.
So it
I was like, the
a-
way you said my sister said, I was like, yeah, it's
Yes,
giving.
that-
it's giving. Yeah, so I did that. I did law school and I've never worked in my law degree. Right? I did internships and everything. But
I
after
have a
that,
question
it was-
because I ask people that do this all the time. Do you find it? Do you find it useful to have had it, like in terms of knowledge or whatever?
Yeah, it's I think the grit and stamina I got from studying law in the environment that I studied it. I went to Unilag. It helps me in my
Your
Yeah.
day-to-day
in my day to day.
business.
I don't think I would have. Will I say that? I was going to say I don't think I would have it any other way, but it's just it's 6 years commitment.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that was good. So after that, NYS, I already figured, I'm not going to a law firm. So I was like, what do I enjoy? Advertising. So I started working in an advertising firm from there. I've been around a lot. I did advertising. I did marketing.
These are all 9 to
PR.
5s.
Yeah, they were all 9 to 5s. I did PR. I did all of that. But while doing all of this, I always had my business.
This is the fashion lingerie business.
Yes, because I just don't want a situation where I like the comfort of knowing that if you not even stress, because I like to think I'm a hard worker. I just like the comfort of knowing that if you give me too much bullshit that doesn't make any form of sense, I would leave and I won't starve because I have a business I can fall back on. right? So I always had something that was giving me income on the side all the while. But I left a particularly bad, toxic employer. And the last project I did on that job, I was in charge of hospitality drinks. So I worked really closely with the cocktail vendor to create like drinks from the products we were launching. And I really enjoyed it. So when I resigned, I was like, what I want to do? I was like, I'll learn cocktails. So I did. I found who to learn from. It wasn't great. Then I found another person to learn from. And that was like literally a life-saving experience in that she really showed me
When was
the
this?
ropes. This was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
So
She really showed
was
me
this
the ropes.
another mixologist or like someone who owns a cocktail business?
Business. Both of them owned the business. So the second person literally took me to like a co-market. These are my vendors. These are the people you should buy from. Yeah. So she really, and to be fair, I didn't even pay her as much as I paid the first person. No.
Oh, wow.
It was like an Instagram. Oh yeah, she looks good. You can. So yeah, that was really.
So you paid it for it as like almost like a course.
A course.
Yeah, almost like a course.
But did you do like actual like mixology classes? Or,
Yeah, no, like the entire thing, mixology classes, also went to events we had to see how it works. And then also like the vendor bits of it because it's a lot of...
I've always thought that if you're super successful in a business, you are very cognizant of what your limits are and the fact that I can't serve everybody. And all my friends who are really, really good at what they do answer questions very honest. When people say, oh, I would like to do this, they are very fast though, because they say, I'm overwhelmed, right? I turn a lot of people away. I don't even want to expand my business to this degree. So if 8 people want to do events, I can comfortably do 4. I can do 5 well. And I have to tell 3 people, oh, I'm so sorry. And they come back weeks after being like, please, is there still room? Because they can't find. And so they're always very quick to be like, if somebody wants to, I will put you through. Because there is space.
There's space.
There is a lot of space. And so I find, I'm not surprised by that. What I am surprised about is vendors. Like not even saying,
that's what I was going to say. That
place.
I'm surprised that it's not like, okay, you need to buy this. Showing you their vendors is real confidence in like, listen, I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So she taught you, so you guys walked through that process. And then did you jump in head first into the business? Were you that confident, or how did you actually start? Like, how did you start now that you have all this knowledge?
I wasn't confident, but I started. And I think that's the one thing I sort of know how to do. So if I have an idea, I'll start.
Did you start putting it out that I can do drinks for events, cocktails for events?
Yes. So it started with small, like, we just need 20 cups. It's for a baby shower. So that's why I really, really like baby showers, because that's what I started with for like the longest time. And then you did the 20 cups, and then you do it so well. Everyone likes it. And then, okay, you get booking from that. And get booking from that. I didn't have a bar. I was like, I would go rent a bar in Ojuelegba. I was staying on the mainland, Ilupeju. So I would rent a bar in Ojuelegba. The event would be in, let's say, Ikoyi.
Yeah.
And then I would have to so events never finish on time, right?
Of course.
And then it was probably just me and one waiter. I would mix, attend to clients, do all of that, finish, pack up the bar, put in my car. About, let's say, like 10 p.m. I'm going back to drop it, and then going back home. Like, it was, because it didn't make sense, because I wasn't making money from it. Because I'm already renting the bar for like, 30K. I was renting from the babe that taught me, right? So I'm renting for like 30K. And how much was my profit for a 20 cups event? It didn't make any form of sense, but you do that, you get content. Your IG page is active, so it looks like
something is happening,
and all of that.
You get contacts too.
I'm curious, as you were starting this, what was happening with your other business?
It was because I was running that one with my sister. It was still ongoing, right? And that was fine. And I also had a 9-to-5. But my 9-to-5s, I had a role. No one would know I have a business outside of work, because I realized that a lot of people, then you make a little error on the job. And like, she was out at an event during the weekend. That's why. So I didn't want that kind of thing to cloud my competence as an employee, right? So I didn't used to do that. But
so on your business page, you were not posting yourself or anything like that?
No.
Makes sense.
So it was solely about the products. And again, because I do a lot of things. So I figured out early on that I didn't really want to put my face on
Right.
one thing. Because now you have to come and...
You have to be that. You have to be the person, yeah.
Yes, and I can't be everywhere at once. Like when we started growing, I realized that running a business is very difficult, right? And then scaling a business is another thing. So when we have like 8 or 10 events in a day, let's say in December, I'm not going to be everywhere.
That's everything, yeah.
At once.
Well, if people know your face, then they want you.
I can't mix.
And to be fair, I cannot lie to you. I do that all the time.
I can't mix.
Once I know the face of the person, I'm like, you.
I stopped mixing at events
the opposite.
years ago. Because it just wasn't sustainable.
Are you serious? You don't look for the owner? I had an issue with an app and the support took 2 hours to answer me. Before the support got back to me, the owner had messaged me from America. Because I went on LinkedIn. I found 2 people that were connected. I messaged them, do you know this man personally? One of them said yes. I said, call him now, please. Add him to this call. I said, sir, I want to advise you. This is not the kind of issue you want. I said, nothing. And I was like, oh, I'm not talking about his. I was like, oh, I don't even mean the podcast. We don't do that. I was like, I mean, between me and you and your support team, I am the kind of customer that will write you 200 emails. I said, if you check, I've written you an email 5 times a day, every day. I just put it on a schedule that could call me. But me and you who have serious issue, whoa, before 2 minutes like this, I phoned everybody that I don't actually want this girl to ever reach me again. So I and it's bad, but I'm the sort before 2 seconds I found you,
Okay, so when did you now realize, like, when did the business get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, now I'm making money, then there's making enough money to support the business running itself, then there's making enough money to be like, oh, I can earn an income from this. How long did that take?
So for earning an income, one of my sisters, she's in finance.
Okay.
And to be fair, she goes through my,
since
the year I started, I have my books. I have a list of every event we've worked, who works the event, how much we made. So it's very detailed, right? And the one thing she was very insistent on was you have to pay yourself. You can't just be taking money out of the business. You have to pay yourself. So I started doing that at, I think, 3-ish. But the moment I realized that, oh, okay, my salary was what I was earning from my 9 to 5. I started taking it a bit more seriously, right? Because I wasn't doing it full time, and I could pay what I was giving my 9 to 5 energy into. So,
and did you quit immediately, or did you just give it? Did you still give it some time?
No, I didn't quit immediately. I quit because why? Because I think for me, I was kind of scared of entrepreneurship. Because there's that thing where your life is now in your own hands, right? So you're not
just yours, now other people as well. It's really scary.
Do you understand?
It's so funny how your entrepreneurship journey is somebody else's 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So you are having all these panics about hard, and then they're just waking up and sleeping
and doing the work
and believing that this is a stable job. This is a stable job, and you are just there being like, Father, help me. You don't be saying things like, money comes to me. I don't chase money because
I like in my company, someone announced they just had twins, and I'm thinking.
Yesterday,
somebody I want to be like, why did you do
Yesterday, somebody came and told me that he was like, Auntie, I just want you to know that my children have gotten admission. I said to hospital or university, hey, where are we going with this? And it's so interesting how I really like talking to entrepreneurs about, even as the business is growing and doing well, and as the sun rises and sets, you get to a point that you know what your business is going to do. Like, you can say, we've gone to the point where I can tell you on average we have 30 events a month.
Yeah.
Still, your heart is beating.
No, it has to, because anything can happen. And also, you are constantly thinking of the business. So people are working in it day to day, but you are like, okay, we're at 30 now, but for us to actually get somewhere, we need to be at 50. How do you make that jump? There's always something, man. Then you wake up, you see one person, they'll now do one video, and I woke up at 4 a.m. I did 300 events this weekend. Then you'll be thinking,
yeah. I think
so am I working? And you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah. I wanted to ask about figuring out so you spoke about starting and then scaling, and when you're
Sorry, before that, so because this question will matter, I wanted to say, because you said you had stopped mixing, and I think that's a very important thing because a lot of people don't know when to kind of let go of doing everything by themselves. When was that like point for you?
It was in December. I went to like
how many years?
No. About 3 years ago. So I went to there's a supermarket that I buy things from. And you know the guys that at the entrance/exit, check your receipts. I go there almost all the time, so he knows me. And I was just like, madam, are you okay? You look like you're about to faint. And then I just clocked it that I was constantly tired. I was always tired, and then I'd have like family things that I would have to cancel on. Everybody, like my friendship groups would say, "Oh, don't make plans with Bimpe in December because she won't show up." Because again, like people have paid me to deliver on something.
Yeah.
I can't be flexing and
and because your own with people that do events, your own every day is somebody's special day.
Yeah,
every single thing
event is special.
Because like that baby shower, you can't ruin it. Even if it's somebody's birthday or wedding, you can't be the one that ruins it.
Yeah, it was my friend as a DJ that explained it to me. He was like, you can't be lackluster as the DJ, right? Because you are their special. It was Poppy. He was like, you are their special day. This is event 7.
You've done it 100 times, but to them it's that
this
single.
Drop, you're even bored of the way you mixed it. You're tired. Oh my darling, we know. Like you're tired. But this person is like, this is my wedding. This is my dad's birthday. This is my daughter's 5th birthday. A child that I went to cry and beg God for. Do you understand what I mean? And you're kind of there. And even sometimes, even the attitude, because you're a bit tired. She's like, you have to get there. And you have to be excited because it's people's special day. Before they will say that DJ came with his bad spirit.
So I think when all of that happened, I just realized that I want to live long and I want to enjoy the money.
So you sure you want to enjoy the money?
I always pity events people in December because I'm like, we're having so much fun. You enjoy the money, but like you are on edge.
So I don't mix, but I create our recipes.
Okay.
So all our recipes, and we always change recipes every other year. Okay. We're not changing this year because we changed last year, but we'll change next year. So I already have recipes that we're working on to add onto the menu. So just have I have a lot of mixologists on hand to be like, okay,
what's your staff size now?
Permanent staff that I employ on a regular day-to-day were 5, but ad hoc. So all my waiters are on ad hoc. About 70 to 80.
Whoa.
So not everyone works at every given time because some are in school, some are outside of Lagos for school. But for example, in December, everyone is around and is like, man, I'm back from school. So you then have to.
How do you do the training for 65 odd ad hoc people that like they all need to present the same front for your business?
I realized that you say the same thing. We have an employee handbook, but people don't like to read.
No, they won't.
So you say the same thing. I don't get tired of saying the same thing over and over. And like say the same thing. Like we have a meeting later today. I know I'm already going to say what I've said 3 months ago. I'm going to go back there to say the same thing. But I guess you have to keep reiterating the standard that you want. And then maybe just going to an event and just saying them and be like, but we've spoken about this now. Why is your hair like this? Cannot cut
my dad
the hair.
always says,
you have to.
Repetition is the order of deep and lasting impression. He says it all the time. He's like, if you're a boss,
you have
repetition.
To
if you're a parent, repetition is the order of deep and lasting impression. Like nobody's listening to you the first, second, third, fifth, 10th time. Like you just keep saying the same thing over and over again. Do you think that, and this is just a question, like as somebody who works in drinks, because I remember the time that I used to feel like drink was a very male. It's very men.
It
it's guys. Even at weddings to they say, where are the groomsmen? Where are the drinks?
Because that's all they know. They'll just be putting drinks under their agbada, moving around. And even for cocktails, because you go to so many events and most of the bar, behind the bar, it's just men everywhere. So it's always very interesting when I see that women have.
Did you ever think about that or you didn't care at all?
It was there at the forefront of my mind, to be honest, but I understand it, right? Because sometimes I'm at the bar, maybe speaking to my mixologist, and someone comes and doesn't regard me, but they're talking to him, but I'm like, fair. Like, it is what it is.
Like, cool, so, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, so on average, like, what's your busiest time and what's your, like, chill time, if there's any such thing?
Yes, there is. Busiest time starts from like Ember month. So September up until March. Yeah, so it like... And then
So you don't
April,
get
there's
like
a
an
bit of
odd
a
like
downtime.
I feel like there's like a summer wedding season or something. That's not really a
So
thing.
in terms of busy, it's the quantity of the events we do. So downtime doesn't mean we don't have events. It just might be we have half the regular size or quantity of events that we normally have.
What's the craziest number of events you've ever had to do in a day?
I think we've done 12.
Whoa.
And did they range in size, or do you have like, is that an average size?
They would always range in size. So for the 12, you might have maybe like, because our minimum order quantity is 50 if you want us to set up. So for the 12, you might have maybe 2 or 3 or 4, 50. So you don't need so many people to go set up at those.
And what's the biggest event size you've done? How many people or how many drinks did they ask for?
We've done 3K.
Huh?
That's great. And you guys, your event,
3,000 drinks.
Yes,
setting up the drinks and like it's packed already and you can drink it, or are you pouring?
So we do both.
Okay.
We can set up and serve on the go, or
no.
we do
3,000 drinks.
Shola, you've been to weddings with 2,000 people. What are you talking about?
And they do.
And
yes,
how many drinks did you have?
You shut up.
Okay. You gone.
I was tasting it.
How many drinks did you have?
I was tasting
Even
it.
a wedding with 600 people, how many drinks will everybody have?
Yeah. So people would have multiple drinks. And again, you're not paying for it. So it's paid for.
How many times have you started drinking a drink? Nah. And then like
you take another cup.
Take another one.
That's crazy. Like I'm trying to think of it. If you have one 3K order, even just the math, the measurements.
It's a lot of operations.
It's a lot of
especially if you, because obviously do you prefer, or not prefer, but I'm wondering operationally, what is easier? The ones where you're serving the cups that are pre-made, or that you're pouring on the go?
Pre-made, it has to
pre-made
be easier.
Is the easiest.
Because you can plan ahead now.
Yeah.
Pre-made
people like the interaction.
Yeah, but is there any amount of time that you have to make? Like you can't make it 1 week before, surely. Or I don't know.
Like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Maybe one day or the morning.
Okay, yeah. I just always think about what it is, because the bar is so important.
The bar experience
and the thing is that it's not even about like alcohol. So that's the thing. It's not even like, so I've been to like, dry, in the sense like no alcohol. The bar is still jumping. Like drinks are such an important. I still need a drink, and I need a good drink. It doesn't mean that the drink should now taste like agbo because it's no alcohol in it. But I've always just figured that there are people that can easily ruin an experience. Drinks, DJ.
Drinks, DJ, food. I would say.
Decor, people will be like...
If we're having a good time,
like something that people will just be like, but drinks, DJ, and food, people will always be like, what was? So how do you figure out like how to gently lead? Do people always call you knowing what they want already?
No, a lot of people don't know what they want. But I guess that's where the trust also comes in, right? So a lot of times we have a menu. Well, my menu is very extensive, right? So it's just like, Bimpe, just send whatever, like pick your best sellers, pick what you think my people would like. But some people are like, oh, okay, I want this one, I want this one. So whichever category you fall into.
Do you do out of state events?
No.
You don't like them?
No.
Think about the logistics of that.
It's a question.
Logistics, and also because if we're doing out of states, what would happen more often than not is the clients will volunteer to fly me, but won't fly my staff.
So that's how it will happen.
So they will take a bus. And even when we have events in Lagos, if they're not back at the office, I can't sleep. So what am I going to do there when people's children are on the road? So I'm just like, nah.
I can't remember who was on the road for something for Salt and Truth.
I can't, like, every 30 minutes, like, where you
just like, Lagos is big enough.
I was like, this boy's mother, what will I say?
If anything should happen.
How will I even explain what happened? Like, I was now saying, as I get to place, just be telling me, blah, 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 blah. We've got
into location.
Yeah, and I've gone by road from Abuja to Enugu once. And after that, I'm like,
I used to drive from here to Cotonou, here to Ghana when we were younger. Honestly, it was awful. So when people are doing all the interstate travel, I'm just like, God, I beg, please.
And there are also patches of
dangerous.
I don't know how to explain this. Like because I was used to Lagos to Ibadan. right? There's a way Lagos to Ibadan. It's because it's such a popular route. There are lots of cars. There are some routes that are just like, God, I beg.
Like, you're the only one you can see in
God,
front.
I beg.
At the back.
So in Joshua, like 2 months ago, I don't even know why. I just saw like this thing on IG, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going for this. I paid the night before. And my sister did not understand it, like the first child. She was just like, what are you looking for? If you're looking for adventures, please, when you're outside of Nigeria, go on your adventures. What are you looking for? And the bus got bad. We're traveling at night. The road was bad.
You went to Joshua at night.
At that particular point in time, that was when she messaged me that. So
How
your
far?
location shows, where exactly are you?
You're not moving, Abi.
And I'm like, the bus got bad. She just went quiet. Next thing, second sister sent me a message. What's happening?
No, it's true.
So I'm just like, nah, the roads.
Yeah. And Lagos is big.
Something about
There are so many events every single
Yeah,
day.
and like, you know, as if we
Yeah.
have, look, you're not calling AAA and they get it to you 20 minutes to fix your car.
No,
Let's just be serious. We're not set up
for that.
for
yeah.
real,
that.
proper, like, business, interstate and all.
It's
And Lagos
hard.
is, if you're in a different state, I would understand why you might. Lagos is, in
It's
fact,
big.
Lagos, how many people
It's
do we
big.
know? If Lagos is big, events are huge. There is an event every business day. Like, it's
more
just...
than one, multiple. There's space for everyone. That's
that's what I
think.
was going to ask, because this is also a quote-unquote crowded industry.
Yep.
Right? So many people are in events. So many people are doing different things in events. So many people who have food or have drinks. So many people who have drinks enter food, enter this one. Because once you're in the event, you're like, okay, there's money here. I go do lighting.
One of my friends
I
about
would
to start doing decor. How did it happen? It was based on Ashiju in the same industry. And she did it. She was being very, very specific about something she was planning, like a personal event she was planning. Finished the event, and like 7 people come up to her with a very casual, please send me your decor person. She's like, I did it. 3 of the aunties said, and you will do it again. She said, and they literally told her, and you will do it again. They said, no. Because it was in a very casual, like, even me when I entered, I was like, this decor is so nice. I was like saying, and I almost said, X person did the decor very well. She was like, no, it was me that did it. I said, new business alert. She was like, and it's the only thing is that it's so stressful, so this. I said, who helped you? She said, and their operations girl. I said, well, look at that. You increase her salary and she have her train a junior, and you people are going to just move. But I think that's something that I find really, particularly just specifically in the event space.
Yeah, and I think it's, so that's why I was going to ask, how is it being an industry where, like, there's just so many players and there's an increasing...
it's a lower barrier to entry.
It's an increasing number of players every day, because, first of all, the players within the industry are cross-entering other things inside the industry. Planners are doing drinks. Planners are doing food. You don't realize realize that other vendor they said they are calling is their business. But like, everybody's running everything, and then everybody is also trying to get into events because it looks exciting, whatever. How is it being in that kind of industry where, like, it just feels like there's so much everybody's trying to get in? Yeah.
I think for me, honestly, I just believe in my source a lot, right?
As you should. She talks so gently.
But she's like, listen, it's what it is.
You've got it.
Because it's like, I've had clients that would literally go to war for me and my brand, and planners, individual clients be like, no, we're not using anyone outside of the TRB. Right? And for me, maybe because my personality is not, when I wanted to start, that was one of the things I was kind of worried about. If you ask people about me, the first thing they'll tell you is not, Bimpe is a very warm, lovey-dovey, like, sort of person, right? And in the industry, you realize that there are lots of people that are like that. But again, if I taken on that persona, it would not have lasted, because that's not me. But I think for me, to be able to build something to be able to conceive of something, bring it to life, and for it to deliver value in the way that other people that have paid for it feel like, oh, they've gotten maximum value and are so... I don't do recommendations a lot. So when people recommend my brand and it's like, oh yeah, there's not that person you need to use, just use her because she would sort everything out. For me, it's just always like, I'm doing the right thing, right? For this person to wholeheartedly vouch for me, then. So yeah, I think regardless of who's coming in or not.
What's the hardest part of running a business here? Running your type of business here? What's the most difficult part? Is it staff? Is it like regulation? Is it dealing with multiple people? Is it like, what is a big pain in your neck in terms of running like a drinks business?
I think there's a lot of pains, but I would say it's staff and it's also dealing with people. So for my staff, I won't even cap. I've been very, very, very lucky. Like there was a day a planner called me and she was like, I've not spoken to her before. At that time, I don't think we've done any event with her before. But she just called and she was like, oh yeah, I see you guys at events and I feel like, what are you doing? Like your staff are so clearly different from other people. And I was like, huh? So like, yeah, like what do you do differently? And I was like, I treat them right. I do what I want to do. I don't know. I was like, you know what? It's God, please. Like, because that's the only explanation that I had, right? So there's the staff bit, but the other pain is, I think it's typically not even with the clients. The clients that have paid me, fortunately, are always very, very nice, very, very polite. But those that are close to them in terms of like proximity to power. So you have maybe like the security guy or their mupo or their staff. They just feel like, and then because of the position they're in, sometimes they get like abusive towards my staff. And for me, that's something that I just always, it just triggers me. Because what do you mean? That is, I think, my strongest pain right now. Because every other thing, there are systems. Like
I have friends who work in your industry that have blacklisted. So not drinks in particular, but like food. They're shy in like the entertainment service industry, and they've blacklisted people before. They're like, oh, we won't work with this person.
I do that. Like I do that with clients sometimes, like individual clients, and I also do it with planners sometimes, right? Because for me, the one thing I always prioritize is safety of my people. And I always tell my staff, I won't talk to you anyhow. As a human being, there's a minimum level of
respect. Just basic like respect that you have for them.
Especially because we work in service industry. In Lagos, a lot of people are not nice to people that work in service. So rude, so mean, so aggressive, so mean. So I'm like, if I'm not going to treat you in that way, there's no reason why, even if they're paying me, they should treat you in that way. But if you don't let me know,
I can't protect
there's nothing
you.
I can do to that, right? But on the flip side, you also have, there was an event we did where it was a planner that booked us, and one of the security guys got aggressive with my staff. Why? Because he didn't give him a drink.
Oh wow!
But the drink wasn't paid for.
Not for you,
right? And then got really aggressive, and then the planner heard about it. Because it was a multi-day event.
Yeah.
And then she comes and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Do you need me to book security for you guys tomorrow? I can get a guard for you guys just so you feel safe and you feel. And I'm like, oh wow. Thank you.
Sometimes they're just taking advantage of the fact that
it just seems like they're
like young looking boys dressed in like a waiter's uniform. Technically, they're not really supposed to speak too much. They just say, oh, what do you want? They explain some people ask, like, what are the drinks? And some people tend to, like, they'll push them around or take advantage. Come here. And you're just yelling at them. And you can see some of them are anxious because it's that whole thing of, I can't talk now before my madam.
Before you say, like, I know why I'm here, but like, I'm also a person, so I don't understand.
I know the way Nigerians behave. You don't know who is who. Just saying rubbish. Everybody is somebody. And the next, somebody that was rude to the staff will now start saying, where is your madam? And the poor guy is just looking at you like, I said we don't have mojito. Ma. We don't have
like
mojito.
It's not on the menu.
It's not here. You're shouting at me, wait, what rubbish? Where's your staff? In fact, the guy, you can see the poor boy just being like,
looking like,
so will you take Long Island? Like, I don't understand what is happening here. Yeah. So I get it. I feel really, really, waiters, I feel like those ones.
I feel sometimes so bad because also 10 people are calling you at the same time. And like, you have to try and form, you see some of them forming activity. They've only answered 2 people. But like, you're just like, yeah. And there's a way some people's personality, they can't do it.
And
like, they're trying to do their job, but you're screaming on this table over here, we've not been served. And it's like, but this table they said me I should serve. And you see some of them like, this is my section now. Why are you calling me?
Because you've done multiple, but did you still like do the lingerie business or no?
No, I still do it.
You still do it. A lot of people who do business have different reasons. And you said like part of it was the fact that your mom did what she could, but you knew that you wanted more. Was there ever like, do you ever find that you are somebody that just wants to keep growing? Because I often wonder about that with people that have ambition. Do you have like a limit? Or do you just want to see how big this thing can get? Because some people have limits. They're like, okay, I get to
Once
this.
we get to this point, I'm good.
Well, fine. I'm not adding more staff. I'm not taking
just
on
want to
more.
maintain it.
I'm just going to maintain like this. Or do you ever feel like insatiable? Like, no, I want to do more. I want to see what we can do.
I think I always want to do more. Like, so even the new products I was telling you about that we announced, it's part of wanting to do more and wanting to, like, there's money to be made, right? And knowing that, okay, I can deliver on this thing, I'm telling you, I can deliver on, that also gives confidence. So right now, I don't think there's a limit. I think expansion up until...
Running a business, doing a business is different for different people. But I like talking to female entrepreneurs about what it takes to build a sustainable business and run a business. And I really think, unfortunately, like our stress levels are super, super high. You're thinking of a lot of things. You get there are issues that are very specific to being a woman running a business that sometimes if you talk to like your male counterparts, you realize as they're talking that they're kind of looking at you like,
what's going on?
Not familiar with this. Have you ever had pressure? I don't want to use the word pressure, but has family ever told you to kind of slow down? Like, do you want to think of family? How are you going to manage this with a family? Because a lot of my female friends who are in business hear that from quite early. And it's very gentle. Nothing is by force. It's just like, I'm proud of you. You're doing well. But my dear, money is not everything. Like, and that's how we always start. You just need to calm down.
Or you just be hearing, so if you do this, when will you now? And I'm like, when will I what?
So do you ever get that kind of gentle advice, or is that something that has really come up for you before?
Not really, to be honest. Although I think like earlier this year, my mom was like, I don't talk to you. I was like,
yeah, you know what that means.
She was like, no. Like, I was like, yeah, what's up? She was like, no, you sit down, I'll sit down. Like, yeah, no, yeah, sit down. And she was like, yeah, how fun now? Marriage. I was like, and then I was like, you're just coming to ask me about my, they tell you that I want to get married. And like, the shock on her face, she was like, wait, you don't think? I was like, well, you consider a lot of me, Timo, but yeah, because I'm especially
because you work in an industry where she also assumes they are meeting people.
Yeah, she was so shocked, but I mean, that got her off my back for a couple of months. But again, I don't think there's a reason why you can't do both. If anything, I think there are even more people in the industry that have families as opposed to being single. Because again, sometimes there are like clubs. There are mom clubs within the industry. Like they bond over their kids. There are married people's clubs within the industry, right? So I think you can do both.
Yeah, I agree. It's just something. It's so funny to me that people will just be talking very stridently.
They always consider, and I'm just and there's almost a thing of don't blow too much before. Because who now
marry you when you
and I'm like, I did, that's their business. That's anybody's business. So I should just imagine me holding myself back.
Just so I don't blow.
So that I can make sure that me and the person that is marrying me is bad. Two of us are mad.
Yeah. I just think ambitious women in general have ambitious women of like African descent. Like, I like talking to them about very specific experiences. Because a lot of times you think it's just you or it feels a little confusing. But I think it's not something that we realize that a lot of the stuff we are experiencing and we are doing is very recent. Some people are lucky enough to be able to say, oh, my grandmother did this or my mother did this. But a lot of the things we're doing are so recent where you're a woman of a certain age and the idea of you owning property, owning multiple businesses, running the businesses in like, it's not that somebody put the business in your name. It's like it's your actual business. It's so recent. So there was somebody who I was looking at again on my favorite app, and she was talking about how she's the first woman in her family to go to school, run a business, own a property. She owns like 2 or 3 properties, and she has tenants. And do all these things before the age of 40. She's the only one in her family to have all these things and be single. And she's below the age of 40. That, she was talking to her grandmother about it, and her grandmother is so amazed at the fact that, you have your own business and you employ other people, but then you also, and you don't have like marital support, because in her grandmother's mind, it's like that also includes some sort of like support or backing from a man and from his family. And her grandma was saying her that in her own day, people just assume like you are a wild girl, or that means like men who are giving you these things, because it just wasn't actually properly feasible if you didn't come from a wealthy background to be able to do these things in this way. So a lot of this stuff is actually recent. So I give people a little more grace, because quite frankly, like, it doesn't compute. They are not really, they are hearing of it in a new way.
Yeah.
You are the first person that they know in some instances, or that it just doesn't tally for a lot of people. So sometimes I give people grace. A lot of times I don't. But sometimes I'm just like, do you know what, fair enough. Or when you explain that, oh yes, I'm the one running this thing, or yes, I'm the one doing this thing, they always are, they want to know more. They're like, with who? Who do you do it with? And you're like, I do it with FQ, I do it with Odum. Another lady. Yeah. And you're like, yeah. How do you get the funding for it? It's just so interesting.
It's always, and I'm just like, guys, please, look, it's fine.
Yeah. I just find stuff like that really interesting. So I always ask women who work in business. Like, one of my friends was telling me how everybody assumes her husband gave her money to start her business. Like the automatic assumption, because he's well off, is that he gave her money to start the business. Meanwhile, he found out about the business a couple of months after she started. Yeah, because she was shy. She wasn't sure. She didn't have confidence. So she didn't want to bring in a lot of external voices. So even us, we found out as we were doing it, because she just said that she had become the kind of person who was running things by people and was only internalizing the bad feedback. So she won't start anything.
Yeah.
So she just started business. She said one day her husband was just like, yeah. So somebody was mentioning, and I was like, oh no, she said, yeah, it's me. And he wasn't upset, but he was like, why didn't you tell me? I said that she was just worried that, not that he would discourage her, but he would say, that he would give her things to think about, and she will forget all the good parts and just get afraid with the bad parts and not touch it anymore. So I find stuff like that. And she said the man did not know. And when the time we wanted to invest, she said,
sorry,
so
honey.
sorry about that.
Sorry, babe.
I can only borrow money from you. I'm not doing investments.
It's late.
Have you ever considered like taking on external investments, or that's just something you're interested in?
Right now, no. But although I have people that are like, yeah, your next business, I want to put money into it, which it makes me feel good.
Of course.
You don't know what the business is, but you want to give me your money.
100%.
The thing, what you realize with like raising money, I think, is that the easiest way to raise money, even if it's a small thing, is to do something that works. Because then it's not about the business, it's not about you. So people are like, I'll give you money no matter what, because I've seen that you can do things. And that is a very interesting kind of way of looking at things, because people will give you money if they think that you can do things.
Yes.
Regardless of what else. It's not business at all. It's not business. And you start to realize that, okay, that is why like doing things matters. Because there's a perception you have as a person that can do things, that even if you say you want to start selling car tomorrow, somebody's like, well, you've done 2 other things and that have tried. Worked, so who knows?
And even if it doesn't work, they are confident in the fact that you make an effort. What's your favorite part of running a drinks business?
The people. My people. My staff.
That's so interesting, because I would have been like, I meet so many people.
She's
really.
quite
actually
very reserved.
So I understand.
Yeah, the reason why I don't think I can be in a party business is because I'll be outside.
Party.
Whoa.
She will leave. They'll come and say, "Marital has finished." She say, "Hey." So again, will be who they do. They'll be singing.
I will actually. No, I'm not joking. I will be. You know, don't getting high. Your whole supply. You know.
After a while, I go to events and I blank out. Like it's maybe 2 days later or the next day I'm on IG and I'm like, oh, this happened. Because like it's.
I mean, I
lot.
get, but you have to understand. I grew up like my grandma sells lace and gele, and her business model was whenever she had new things, her friends would wear it, they would go out. So look, party or we were there. As a young child, I was inside all sorts of people's parties, just doing like this, wearing. Look, we were. So I know all these things people are saying. I don't think so. I will be there. So it's best that everybody knows who they are, because that business will not work. By the time you're saying drink is not, but I had it and it was nice. I had it like 2 hours ago. Very nice. You know, so it's very interesting. So what are you've released a new product. The new product, the waffle thing you released, is it under the same brand or new brand?
No, it's a different brand, Matok Treats. Yeah,
wow.
We make the best waffles. So
Now, see, we're trying to guess it. So if
we've
not even
we've actually been thinking about like just party, like providing a service for a party, probably around the food industry, because people just generally, I find people in the food industry, food service industry, are doing quite well, because with celebration, Nigerians in particular take celebrations very seriously. Very, very seriously. And they want people to, and it's almost like we have this thought that I brought you out of your house. So I want you to go home and feel like you didn't waste your time in here. Yeah. I ate well, I had a good time. It wasn't a waste. I dressed up and I didn't waste any time. So I find that you guys are doing quite well. If me, if you came here, I'd be like, what are we going to do?
Every time I'm like, Kai, I should have thought about that. Why didn't I think about
what we do? We're always thinking about
like,
what we do.
Damn. Why didn't I think about that? Because events are it's such an active. I remember when I thought, funny enough, as you were saying, I was going to do decor. After I did decoration for my own birthday party,
and that work is a lot.
It's a lot of work.
I can never.
And now we've become so complex. Like our palettes are very complex now.
Yeah, because you just go on Pinterest.
And what people want requires it's like mini architecture. So people don't want before it was
building
just small decor.
No, because their events needs to be better than the
whatever.
For sure, you need to see something you've never seen before.
I feel like I need to do a video on how Instagram has fried our brains when it comes to events and parties.
It has.
So
it has warped the idea of reality.
Yeah, and so people don't just want things. They want things in a very specific way. So I'm somebody that I'm quite easygoing when it comes to... I'm very basic. The things that matter to me, food, drinks, DJ, finish. But you start getting anxious because, I remember the first time, the first friend to get married had a Winter Wonderland themed party. And because she was the last born, I really think her dad was just like, she was the last born and the last one to get married. So her dad was like, I'm Kukuma not using my money to do anything. Feel free. And she was moving abroad to marry. So her dad was, I don't think he even really gave her a budget though. She just said,
blank check.
When we entered that place, I said, how old were we at the time? 25, 20. I said, this is a winter.
Bro,
in VI.
It's crazy because I walk into certain events and I'm like, God, I beg.
Yeah, and it was...
You can feel the money.
Yeah, and Instagram wasn't like the way it is now, but it was already becoming a thing where people were so concerned with the look. So if for instance, even with drinks, I've seen all the iterations of how the packaging has changed. And it's adding to the cost. But
drinks are performing now.
But people are very invested in the look of the drink, not just the taste. They want the performance of the drink.
When they bring out the drink, they do one thing. One smoke will fly. Will fly. And I'm like, guys.
A lot of times, it's not even the taste of the drink. It's the look of the drink. It's the look of it. Because you have people go on my page and then just screenshot like, yeah.
I want this one.
They have no idea what it tastes like.
Absolutely no idea.
They don't care the alcohol, none.
I want these ones.
Okay.
Taste look like this. It must look like this. I want these ones. So
yeah. Even with how food is plated at parties now, I remember seeing. Have you seen that Ijebu Gari the
the one
package
on Plaza.
where they bring it with iced water. The Gary is in mini packs.
Yeah.
The sugar is in like a thing. It's all the wooden spoon is like it's such a performance.
Gary.
Yeah, and just like Gary, and then the dry fish is arranged in a semicircle on the side. I'm like,
even the way they dress, they like swallow into like
into things.
I'm like Eba.
Yeah. So I think that has also just made people feel
and honestly, it's great for. This is why I want to enter the industry, because it is a convoluted industry, but it's good for everybody in the industry. I just worry that like we're getting carried away.
No, I will always say that.
But you know what? Everybody to their when they reach your turn, you do your own.
I just wish that more people felt confident in like
doing their
own thing and not feeling insecure about how the thing looks, because it ultimately doesn't actually matter. You're not I always have to remind myself like you're not a celebrity. Like really and truly.
And
relax.
the truth of the matter is, honestly, events are really nice. There's probably 1, 2, 3 events that I'm like, oh, I really like distinctively remember this decor or this. For the most part, I had a good time, but I've forgotten the details now. Like what was the color? I don't remember the hall. I don't remember. Like I had an overall good time. What drinks were there? I don't know. What was the food? I don't know. Like we've moved on, and it was a general good time. But some of the things that on the like other side, I'm sure were, oh my God, this is like so important. In the experience of it as an event, not really. You remember if you had a good time or not. Unless something is really bad, you don't actually remember it.
Sure. I don't know. I just wish, I hope that mom, and I think it will get to a point where people will just realize that like I can relax. Like it's not that deep. Particularly if I have a friend who has a big thing about fighting with your partner over what's supposed to be like a happy thing. So the budget of your birthday is now causing fights because there's a type of decor. She's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like, let's be realistic. We can't fight over the fact that we can't afford something. That is the material reality, that we can't afford it. So we just have to make do with what we can, as opposed to it turning to stress, or you're having so much anxiety about what will people say, then they shouldn't come. I told her, I was like, anybody that you think, that the person could come in, look around and be like maybe don't invite the person. She's like, you're strict too. I said, imagine me, my heart beating.
Because you're coming
because somebody is coming to my party and I'm worried about them judging me.
You have your house, and nobody should forget the lost art of having rice in your house with a couple of drinks. Honestly, it's always a great time. I love people's birthdays.
I did that for my last birthday. It's fabulous.
There's nothing I love more than seeing that the birthday is in your house. Because even me, I feel like, relaxed. Okay, hey, I'm relaxed. I've gone to your house. We've gone to the kitchen for a bit of food. We found the drinks that are available. We have cups, red cups, plastic cups, or even if you've gotten a service. But I'm like, if you can't do it the way you want to do it, cuckoo do it.
Do it the way you can and scale down and you'll be fine.
And my other thing is what you're saying, where there's like an individuality that has been lost in everything, where because like people are trying to do stuff, Pinterest stuff, like just you as a person or what you like, you no longer see that because everything is like what's is raining now or whatever. It's weird. I don't know. But anyway. Lovely.
All right. Okay, you've already announced the thing, but where can people find you if they're looking for you?
On Instagram, TikTok. Yeah. Instagram,
what are your handles?
OTR with B, on the works with B, for cocktails, for the waffles, matok treats, and for traditional snacks, snack bars. And from lingerie. Dress up with lingerie is dress up with So yeah.
Congratulations and well done. Thank you for coming. You're so calm.
Honestly, like
so
you have
gentle, such
this
chill
is the
energy.
Like, demeanor of mystery that I would love to have.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, it has casted for me a long time.
No. It's so bad that when we're quiet, people ask us if we're okay.
Like, I'm not
check
joking.
All the time. They're like,
people
are you okay?
Really, like,
this includes my family. This includes people that know me very well. When I'm quiet, it's like my mom came to my room last week. She was like, you've been quiet for a few days. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm just not. So yeah, sure. Nothing is wrong. Nothing at all. You can tell me. I said, Mommy, I'm absolutely fine. I'm just in a quiet. That's when I realized like I've been playing with my life.
No, they think
So
I'm sick.
in a quiet
Like
mood.
if we like go out to dinner or like there is like my mom has a fellowship every Monday, and so there'll be many times I won't go and then I'll just go for the food after, and then I'll go and sit down and eat and like not be saying anything, and I just realized everyone is looking at me. And I'm like, oh, what? And they're like, you've not told us any story today. I'm like, you guys, it's actually not every. Sometimes I'm
just quiet.
I'm going through a lot.
All right.
But,
So you guys know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, patronize.
Yeah.
You know, try her treats, try her drinks. They're lovely. She's very chill, as you can see, not jumping up and down, bouncing off the wall. She doesn't get high on her own supply.
Yeah, so just,
and she has great staff. So
I'm very sure people
chill.
are going to reach out to you for internship.
Yes.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. But thank you so much for coming.
you.
We changed the
Thank
date
you.
so many
I
times.
swear, so I'm actually very happy that you still
so many times. So thanks for
answered
sticking
us.
it out
Thank
with
you.
us. And I
Thank
hope you
you.
had a great time too.
Lovely. Lovely.
Okay, good.
lovely.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Bimpe.
This episode of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Carousel Networks. We are your hosts, Jola, Jules Ayaye, and Fekemi FK Abudu. Our guest is Bimpe of On the Rocks with Bimpe. Our producer is Debbie Romeo. Our social media manager is Najite Anira. Our cinematographer is Divine Our cinematographer is Divine Nabuko. Our production assistant is Theresa Ajayi. Our sound engineer is David Kenny. And our camera assistant is Abolade Oluyede. This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Misan by Bamboo. And this episode is brought to you by OTR with B.